And what kind of animal is an American alligator? A reptile. And you drew a great picture of a reptile here. You drew that reptiles have scales and claws and teeth. Lots of teeth, right? And then you said what alligators eat. What do alligators eat? Say it louder.
Meat.
Say a whole sentence. Alligators eat meat.
Alligators eat
Very good. And where do they live? What kind of water do they live in? They live in salt water or fresh water? Yes, American alligators live in fresh water. And look at that great picture that you drew. You're quite the artist. And then you have some facts here. How many teeth do they have? They have 74 to 80 teeth. They weigh how many pounds? 1,000 pounds. Can you believe that?
Wait.
And their bite has how many pounds of force? 3,000 pounds of force. Can you believe that?
I already know that.
Would you want to go swimming with an alligator?
No.
No. I can't wait till we get to go see the alligator at the zoo.
Oh no, I'm not.
Good job on your project.
I thought
All right. Next we've got
I
Rowan.
have to tell you something.
And Rowan did the zebra.
Zebra, Lorna.
All right, he said, my report on the zebra. And there's his zebra. And what kind of animal is a zebra?
Mammal.
A mammal,
I knew
that's
it.
right. And he drew a really great zebra here. He drew his stripes and his hooves and his tail.
It looks like
And he said, zebras eat what?
bark and leaves.
They do. And what else? You drew it right here.
Grass.
They eat grass. That's right. And where do zebras live?
African savanna.
That's right. They live in the African savanna.
I know all of it.
They also live at the Riverbank Zoo, right?
I don't know all
Okay.
of it.
So his 3 facts are they can run how fast? 40. 40 miles per hour.
I knew it.
That's as fast as a car. And you already
What?
said they can eat leaves and bark. And what do they use their stripes for?
Camouflage when they're running.
That's right. Very good. I can't wait to see the zebra at the zoo with you, Rowan. You did a great job on your project. Good job. All right, next comes Miss Jade. Wait, okay. And what is your animal, Jade? The tortoise. What kind of tortoise? The Galapagos tortoise. That's right. And what kind of animal is a Galapagos tortoise? Is it a mammal, a reptile, an amphibian, or a fish? Reptile. And she said they have a bony shell, and the part underneath its belly is called a carapace. Can you guys say that word?
Carapace.
And those are his claws. And what do Galapagos tortoises eat? Flowers and fruit. And what's their favorite? Remember prickly pears. She said Galapagos tortoises eat fruit, flowers, leaves, and prickly pears are their favorite.
What is?
And look at her little tiny Galapagos tortoise. You're going to be amazed at how big Galapagos tortoises are. They're huge.
I know how big they are.
All
Are
right.
they the same height?
And where do they live?
In the water.
They live on land mostly. They live in a special place called what kind of islands? The
Galapagos Island.
Galapagos
Are
Islands.
they the same height as me?
No, they're not. They're not super tall, but they're super wide.
Like this?
They are what?
This
Are they the
one?
smallest tortoises in the world or the biggest
Like
tortoises in the
biggest.
world? The biggest. They are the largest tortoises in the world. How long do they live, Jade?
With this big.
100 days? No, 100 years. That's right. And listen to this amazing fact. They can survive up to a year with no food or water. Can you believe that? That's amazing. That is so cool. I can't wait to go see the tortoises with you at the zoo, Jade. Good job. Go sit down. All right, next we've got David and his grizzly bear.
My grizzly bear.
And David, what kind of animal is a grizzly bear?
Oh, he's so
Is
cute.
it a reptile?
No.
What is it? A
Mammal.
mammal. Look at this great bear. He's got ears and claws. And what's that fat on his body called? Blubber. That's right. And the blubber helps keep it warm. All right, shh, guys. David's turn. And what do grizzly bears eat?
Anything they find.
They are kind of like scavengers, right?
Yeah, alligators. Because alligators cannot pick the food. Alligators cannot pick. Well, we can.
And then where do
Mr.
grizzly
Bear is the cave.
And where do they live?
He's upside down.
In caves where?
He's upside down.
In Alaska and Canada. Alaska and Canada mostly. Some places in North America also.
It's not upside down. Give me one.
All right. They eat how many pounds of food per day? Up to 90. 90 pounds of food a day. And they can run 30. 30, how many? 30 miles?
Yeah.
30 miles per hour.
Oh.
And what happens when they hibernate? What don't they do?
They don't go potty.
They don't eat, they don't drink, and they don't
Potty.
go potty. For that whole time they hibernate, all through the winter, they don't eat or drink or potty. Because their bodies are using up that blubber, right? Yeah. And I can't wait to go see the bear at the zoo with you, David. Good job. All right. Now we have Mr. James Lockwood, and his animal is rhino. What kind of rhino?
African rhino.
What color are those?
Gray.
They're gray, but what do we call them?
A white rhino.
A white rhino. You've got to wait. Okay. And what kind of animal is a white rhino?
Mammal.
A mammal. That's right. And James drew a great picture of a white rhino here, and he's got a horn and tails and feet. Looks really good. All right, and then you said, what do they eat? Rhinos are herbivores, and they eat
grass.
Good job.
Grassy.
And white rhinos live where? In the African grasslands. That's right. And you have 3 interesting facts. They can live how many days without water?
4 to 5.
That's right. And they actually don't have white skin. They have what?
Gray.
Gray skin, and they can live up to.
Can I see?
They can live up to how many years?
I said the bug.
50 years old.
The bug. Wait,
I know, we've got a little down in here. They can live up to 50 years old. That's as old as Mrs. Crump. I wonder how old the rhino is at the zoo. Maybe we'll find out. Good job, James. I can't wait to see the rhino with you at the zoo. You need to wait. All right, next we've got Carson. And Carson, what is your animal? The lorikeet. That's right. And what kind of animal is a lorikeet? What kind of animal is a lorikeet? He has wings and he flies and he has feathers. A bird. That's right. Look at this great lorikeet that Carson drew. She drew his wing and his tail and his beak.
He's so cute.
And what do lorikeets eat? special because when they travel from flower to flower, what are they doing? Pollinating. They're pollinators. That's right. And where do lorikeets live?
In the rainforest.
In the rainforest. That's right. And let's see her 3 interesting facts. How many feathers do they have? So many.
100. 1,000. 3,000.
3,000. And their hearts beat how many times per minute?
200.
200 times per minute. And how many eggs can they lay at a time?
57.
Not 57. 5 to 7. 5 to 7. Can you believe their hearts beat that fast? That's really cool. You know what they remind me of? A lorikeet? That sounds similar to a hummingbird. I wonder how much they have in common. I can't wait to see the lorikeets with you. You know we can feed them? You know we can feed them at the zoo? Yeah, you can get little cups of nectar and feed them. Isn't that cool? Good job. Alright, we're going to do one more and then we're going to take a break. Alright, Finn is going to do his report on the what? The tiger. What kind of tiger? The Amur tiger, right? That's the kind they have at the Riverbank Zoo. And what kind of animal is a tiger? A mammal. Look at Finn's great picture of a tiger. He drew his ear and his stripes and his tail. And what do tigers eat?
Wild boar and deer.
Very good. Look, look at his deer he drew here. So good.
Wait, what deer?
Right there, he drew a tiger trying to get a deer. Yeah, that's really good. All right. Now, where do Amur tigers live?
In a forest.
They do, but there's 2 special places in the world that they live. Russia and
China.
And China. Very good.
Wait.
There's this tiger living in a forest. Now let's look at his 3 interesting facts. They are what? Are they the smallest or the biggest?
The biggest.
They are the largest cats in the world, right? And at one time, there weren't very many of them. How many were there in the whole world? Do you remember? At one time, there were only 50 left in the world. So that means that they were what? Endangered. And there are more of them where? Are there more in the zoo or are there more out in the wild?
More out in the wild.
There's actually more in zoos than there are in the wild. More in zoos. So that means that when we go to see the tiger, it's really extra special because there aren't that many of them left out in the world. So we're very lucky that we actually get to see one, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and you will never forget about the
I
tiger.
never
will you?
saw a bear before.
Well, we're going to see a bear tomorrow. I'm so excited. Good job, Ben. Give me 5.
This crop.
Nice work. All right, we're going to finish these after lunch.